So what's your name?
Ashley.
Ashley, that's it. Chicago's amazing. So we're gonna mohawk you, if that's all right. Nice and short through the sides, keep it a bit longer through the back area in the middle, and then just allow you to still wear it flat if you want. But this time we're gonna kind of pomp it up, if that's all right. So first thing we're gonna do, just look at the disconnection on the haircut. We're gonna work through, section the hair off, do the clippering, and then we will razor through the top area just to get that nice and textured. So we're just gonna have disconnection through the side areas. And the reason is, you can see that this, we want to blend it into the back because it comes down that way. So just working through this bottom area. So I'm going to push on you, keep your head upright, give me a bit of tension. That's great. Okay. So you can see that we're going to work in an upward motion just to graduate through here. And we're really working mainly on this bottom outer edge. We don't really want to go too short in that upper area. So it needs to be tapered rather than a number 2, because the number 2 will grow out too quickly at the bottom and be too short at the top. So when we do it this way, it goes 1, 2, 3. Okay? Right. Notice what we're doing is we're angling out, shorter here, longer in the middle. I'm just going to change over to, can you see the difference? A much smaller comb. This is just for a little bit more precision work, re-clippering. Because of the way that the hair grows, where on the ear area here it grows back the way, we have to come this way, and then you can see that excess length through there. Just gradually tapering up through there. And you can see again what we've done is we've graduated either side. So we've graduated this way and this way to come through, just to relieve us this longer hair through that middle area, all the way round. So on the scalp, around through here as well. When you look at it straight on, we're still a fraction longer on this top area here. So we're just going to really still here, okay? Just removing just a little tiny bit of bulk from that top area. So what we're going to do now is we are now going to damp down and then texturize that top area. Right, okay, so just seen a couple of bits here. So you can see we're still a little bit heavy through there. So we're going to go in, we're going to texturize that. But the shape that we want to create is a kind of mohawk through this middle area. So the way that you create that is to be very slightly longer at the front, a little bit more graduated through here, and then tapering down to follow the contour of the head. Disconnect at either side, but connect from the ear to ear. So this area will all be connected to come down. And it's because of the direction that the hair grows in, okay? So just want to have a look and see what lengths we have. So this is going to be all about texture. Let's see what your layer is like if we do that. Okay, so can you see that it's quite long and quite high? So we need to remove a little bit of bulk, but we want to keep it longer at the front. So, just point cut. This is just purely and simply to put the correct shape into the hair. We will then razor through to remove and create the texture that we want. Okay, so fairly simple and straightforward. Just texturize the ends, remove this area here, just that little bit. So this is the biggest bit. Think about where we want this to go. Because she wears it over that way, the hair naturally sits up through here, but this side collapses. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna comb it the opposite way. We're gonna razor into the root area. So it's going to remove a little bit of thickness from the hair, but the shorter hairs here will give the other hair kind of something to stand on. So remember, we're working with this shape, and you can see what it's going to do now. So we've gotten that natural fullness in the haircut. When we look at the profile that way, you can see the bulk of that part of the hair, yeah? So, just going to skim over, just softening through. And what this is going to do is it's going to diminish the fullness of the hair, but it's also going to allow it to do that once we kind of mohawk that up, and it'll give you that graduation through here. I never used to use thinners or texturizers. I always found they pulled in the hair, they left marks and so on. Well, we've redesigned texturizers and thinners. So normally what you would have on each one of these teeth, you would have a V-shaped mark. And what happens is, when that is cut, so the hair falls into the V-shaped mark, the cutting blade comes down, and because the hair is stationary, you leave a mark in the hair. So you see that sort of castle thing all the way through the hair. Well, we've redesigned them, and we've redesigned them along the lines of the dry slide cuts here. So you can see that these blades are concaved. So instead of them being straight, like normal blades are, which are designed to hold the hair, these are designed to push the hair away. So we've used this kind of concept and idea on the thinners. So what happens is, you can see that the blades are curved down the way. It's one single flat blade on each tooth. And what happens is, this is just a pushing arm. So it's not a blade, it won't cut you. All this does is pushes the hair onto these blades. Now, because the blades are single blades, this pushes it, the hair moves along the blade and is cut with a kind of contour and a like a graduation on it, so you don't get any marks in the hair at all. And the biggest thing, from the client's point of view, it's straight out. It just gives the perfect, and it's not about overusing the scissors. It's about using them the correct amount and looking at the hair to see that that's now completely just graduated away, and this all fades and just works into that extra hair. So yeah, they're fantastic to use. Best thinners I've ever used, and it's purely because they've been redesigned. Okay, so this is like a molding cream. It's got quite a bit of hold to it, but it gives it a bit of a textured feel to it. So the secret is, don't use too much initially. You can always add more, okay? So I'm using a little bit through there. So I'm just putting this over, and I'm kind of flicking with the hair, because I don't want to be too straight in. I just want it to tease it. Another good thing to do, just a little sort of secrets. Do you ever use a hairdryer on it with product? Yeah. So just a hairdryer on low speeds, high heat, just to dry that and set that product in is a great kind of trick, just to give you that extra lift or shape or hold, which a lot of the time is what people are more wanting. Okay, we are all done. We started off with a little bit of an undercut through the two side areas. The good thing is that it was done correctly because it was connected from the back of the ear this way, and it's because this hair comes this way and it grows down, so it should be connected. So this area here is disconnected. We've done a freehand taper, still keeping a little bit of length in this top area through there at the top of the disconnection. And the reason is it helps to blend, because this disconnection, I don't want it to be so severe. I want that connection in there. And when we have these areas here that are just a little bit longer, the disconnection works because of the length in the top and the shortness around here. But you don't want it to go from this to that. So it needs to be that little bit longer. So we've just then gone through the top area and we've left it longer at the front, a little bit shorter through that crown area, and then blended through the back area. And again, using our thinners and graduating there with a razor to take some of that bulk away. So this will still sit out if we want it to that way, or it will graduate and taper in if we bring that back down again through here. And then razored through the top area just to give us that extra little bit of kind of texture, and that texture gives us lift and hold as well. What do you think?